So today we're going to do a walk around and demonstration of a 2012 Toyota Sienna LE with a Braun ability handicap wheelchair conversion. So this is a really nice van. This van has had a complete repaint due to how this gold color likes to fade out. It had a bunch of bug damage on the front bumper, so rather than have it not match, we just repainted the whole thing. You'll see brand new tires on it. Also, the van itself, you're going to see, is just extremely straight. It's a very nice van to start with, but as I said, did have the faded paint that you can expect from this gold color in the heat. You'll see now there's literally nothing to pick on the paint because it's all brand new. The van had this bumper painted before and it didn't match. That was another reason I painted it. You'll see all the wheels are in good shape. They haven't beat up. Just exceptionally clean, straight van. With your Toyotas, you're gonna see you got power locks. You also have power doors, power hatch, and of course your panic button here. So we're gonna start off opening this door on this side. Oh, unless I hit the wrong button, and then we'll start with the hatch. So there's your hatch. Let it come all the way up. Put it back down. That's going to be your driver's side door here. We're going to close it back. The other way to open these doors from the outside is you pull the handle. You can also pull the handle to close it back. With your hatch, same thing. We already opened it with the button, so we're going to open it with our hands. Your Toyota, your button is up here. While we're back here, you're going to see your spare tire is over here. So hard to do with one hand. So your spare tire is there. You'll see under there. You actually will flip this seat forward. We're going to do that in a minute. I'll show you how to do that. So your jack and everything and tools are in here. So these seats here, you grab this handle here. That's going to put your headrest down. Then you grab this handle here and pull. That'll flip it forward like that. Same thing here. That puts your headrest down. This flips the seat forward. And that's how all that loads down. This just kind of, again, you just kind of have to wiggle this out. It's not the best design, but there's your spare tire. All that goes back in. So put these back up, grab this, pull it up. You're going to want to leave these down all the time anyway, unless you have somebody sitting there. Otherwise, it's just really hard to see out. And these seats you'll see lean back to about that angle there. I'll put them back up there, make them a little more comfortable. Now, to close this, we already closed it with the remote, so we're going to close it with this button here now. That's going to close up. Now, we're going to do a ramp now. This is going to open the door, put the ramp out, and kneel the van down. You'll see the van's going to come down. So you'll see really clean, straight ramp. I'm not a big fan of these because they want to blow all over the place. Put these back up here for now. You'll see the ramp itself, really nice shape. This van is going to have, you've got a set of strap securement there, here, and then also up here in the very front. It's there, and it'll be underneath this seat over here. We're going to take this seat out a little while. I'll show you the other places up there. But if the wheelchair is going to be in the back, here's what I want you to use. This van does have an easy lock under here. That could be moved somewhere else if you needed to. Do have footrests in the back. Makes it a little nicer if you have kids in the back. You do have those here. Now, while we're back here, we'll show you. You do have these straps, which you can move by just simply, you've got the little black thing here. You just pull up and small fingers help, but it just literally slides. To put it back, you just line up the gold ones, push down and slide until the black part pops in. That locks it into place. So all of these, just depending upon where you are putting the wheelchair, you can either move these up to the front, these up to the front, middle, center. So you just want to make it comfortable for the person in the chair. You have a seat belt here. So if you're going to have the seat belt on this side, you could use the seat belt off of this side. Just hook it up there. You always want to make sure you adjust this down low on the person's hip, just like a regular seat belt is. That's where you want it to come on their wheelchair. And you just do that. You'll see this, you can adjust it. You can just shorten it up by pulling here. That shortens it up. Pull on there to lengthen it up. So you just adjust it. I keep these hooked up just because it's easier. Now, Toyota seat belt buckles are different from the back row to the front row. So if the person is sitting in this section or this section in their wheelchair, you've got another seat belt in here that actually would work for the seat belt up front. You'll see, for whatever reason, this seat belt is a completely different design than this seat belt, and they just don't work the same. So now we're in the back here. You do have controls for the rear area door, or you can control it from up in the front, whichever you want to do. Now we've got a button here. This is going to do the opposite. It's going to put the ramp in, shut the door, and undo the kneel. We'll watch this close. Now, one nice thing about the Toyotas, they do have little curtains back here. Now, and then over here. And over here. So if you have to need some privacy or shade or whatever, it does give you that ability, which is nice with a handicap van. Now we're going to, while I have this door closed, I'm going to show you, you can also open the door by just pulling that handle. That will do nothing but open the door. So if you were going to try to hand something out, just like on the other side, how we opened it from the outside, you can do the same thing from the inside. That's the one way you can open this door, or two ways. One the inside handle, one the outside handle. If you pull the handle on this door, ramp doesn't come out, van doesn't kneel. So that's the ways you're able to do that. So I'm going to open it back up with the button here. You'll see that's going to do everything. Door, ramp, and kneeling are all going to actuate again. You can hear when that stops. We've got another button up here, does the same thing. That's going to put it all back in. It's going to, these buttons, the remote buttons, and actually two more buttons up front, all do the opposite of whatever's currently happening. If it's deployed, it'll bring it in. If it's in, it'll deploy it. All locked up again. And now we're going to let ourselves back out. I'm going to go ahead and turn the van on. Let's get a little toasty in here. Ramp it back out. We're going to sew a button up here. This is going to close it all back up. And just because we want to show you, pulling the handle, only going to open the door. Now, while I'm showing this video, I'm going to give my first little tip of things you have to watch for on Toyota vans. Your child safety lock is right here. This tiny little button right here. So many of the times people put their hands up here to help themselves in. They do this and turn it off. Now, nothing's going to work from the inside. The inside handles aren't going to work. The inside buttons aren't going to work. Outside, it'll still work, but it's your child safety lock is on. So if y'all notice all of a sudden the inside doesn't work, outside does, look over at this, it probably got pushed down at some point. It's very simple for a rag to catch on it, a fingertip to catch on it, whatever. So I'm gonna close that back up. You do have automatic windows. Might as well, while we're standing here, show you how this works. You'll see, just push it, don't even have to hold it. You got your locks and your unlocks, which Toyotas won't let you lock yourself in, so if the van's running or lock yourself out, they won't stay locked. So that's just a safety thing. You do have a glove compartment here. Van has been emissions tested in the Dallas, Texas area. If it passes here, it pretty much emission-wise will pass anywhere in the country. So well, no matter where it's going, I always emission test them here. So that'll be in the glove compartment. You have a second glove compartment down here. This has actually all your owner's manuals for the van, and then this is for your Q strength and stuff like that. So you got those instructions in here also. This is your controller for your Q strength. If you decide you want to use that, then we'll go over all that in a separate video. You'll see everything is just really nice shape. No issues with the dash, no issues with the door. Seats themselves, really, really clean. No tears, no damage. This is going to be a manual seat. Because we're going to take this seat out in just a minute and show you how that works, I'm going to slide it forward. Before you take the seats out, if you pull them all the way forward, they just balance much easier, and it's much easier to get them out. So I have a tendency to forget that. So while I'm standing here, I'm going to go ahead and put that one forward. I'm going to go ahead and open this door up again. Again, while I'm standing here, you'll see your window goes up and down. It's an automatic button too, no hands, and window goes up. We'll close the door back. Van's gonna have new headlights, new bezel. These are notorious. The ones from Toyota rot, fall out, all. So we replace those. I hate foggy headlights. I replace headlights in everything I sell. Windshield wipers. Nobody wants squeaky windshield wipers. You'll see I take those off too. You're going to see here in the door, there's your VIN number there. This is where the van was built by Braun. This van would have been built in December of 2011. So we do have power seats. I'm going to play with those while I'm standing up. Let's see, forward, backwards. Because of the hand control, I've got to put these seats all the way back to get my knees underneath. You'll see down and up in the front. I'm going to put it down and then up in the back and down in the back. And then you do have your tilt in the back here. And this is going to be your lumbar support. I don't know if you can see that, but it's blowing up and then deflating. So again, driver's seat, really, really nice shape. Nothing to pick on it, just a clean, straight van. Let's start with your door here. You got automatic windows front, automatic back up. Same thing with the rear, there and there. Back up and back up. You do have child safety locks there in case you need it, and then your locks and unlocks. The van is going to have power mirrors. We're going to start off with the left side. We got out, in, up, down. I'm going to go to the right. In, out. Hey, there's my mailman. Up and down. There's that. You do have traction control. You'll see that's going to all work. You don't have any lights on the dash. The van is running. You'll see it's at a little under 1,000 RPM. I'm going to turn the traction control off. That is the button showing up right there. You got your daytime running lights and then your regular lights. I'm going to put the lights on, and we'll look at those when we're outside later on. This is your on-off button for the kneel. So if you're next to a really tall curb or something, you don't want the van to kneel, you can turn that off. If you notice all of a sudden your kneel's not working, check this first, because there's no lights, there's no beeps, there's no anything. This gets bumped and all of a sudden it's turned off instead of on, and there you go. Now we have another way to open the door right there. You'll see that's going to open the door. put the ramp out and put the needle down. And then we'll put it back up. Oop, I got in a hurry. You do have to let the cycle finish. If you push it again, it just ignores it, because you end up with people that are very shaky and they push a button and then push it 3 times because they're shaky. So these are designed so if it's still in the middle of doing something, hasn't completely quit, which it wasn't quite done kneeling when I pushed the button again. So, but you see, I waited the proper amount of time. It worked just perfect. You do have hand controls on this. It is going to be down for the gasoline and then forward for the brakes. We do have tilt and cruise. Most of the time, if you have hand controls, yeah, it's going to be locked up. So this is not going to, your tilt and cruise, I mean, not cruise, but your tilt and all does not work because of the hand controls. So you may have to take it in to get these adjusted for where you like to drive. They kind of set it for the individual person. But that's something any mobility place can set if you need it done. Again, down for your gas and forward for your brakes. You got cruise control here. You'll see you push the button on the end. Kind of hard to see. A little button light that comes on down there. There we go, make it a little brighter. So you got a little light down there that comes on for the cruise control. We're gonna have your radio controls are here. Your Bluetooth is here. So the van does have Bluetooth, but it doesn't have navigation. And I believe in the Toyotas, this is just going to be for talking. I don't believe you can play like your radio through this. And on your radio, you'll see radio. A little information panel is up here with, average fuel economy, that kind of information. We're going to put the van in reverse. You'll see your backup camera comes up right there. And again, it is very sunny out today. So, but there's your backup camera there, back into park. And it goes back to average fuel economy, which is 9 miles because we reset everything when they come in. It's just been driving around in my building. So, again, you do have all your controls here for the radio. All your air conditioning controls are here, rear control, and your passenger. So you have driver, rear, passenger. You can adjust the temperature and all. Everybody has their own desire of whether they're cold or hot. Your information, it will show up there. This is the entry, average speed, trip information, that kind of stuff. It's all going to go up there. You got your setup there if you want it to be in kilometers or that kind of stuff. Another button that's going to control the door. So basically you've got this button, the remote button on this wall, button on that wall, and one more. Your factory button will still do the same thing. So in all, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different buttons that are going to open and close the door and put the ramp up and down. So all of those are going to be done with that. You've got little cup holders here, little storage compartment here and here. This red button here with the van running won't do anything. With the van turned off, this will release your easy lock that's under the seat. We're going to look at it in a minute. So this is the one release for the easy lock. Your other one is over here. Again, those don't do anything while the van's running. Keep somebody from reaching over and going, oh my gosh, what does this button do? And all of a sudden the wheelchair is rolling around. So, but if you, when it's turned off, it's going to click like that. Same thing with this one. If you listen, you'll see it resets. I'm going to release it. So those work, again, just with the van off. I'm going to crank it back up because it's going to get very hot in here very quickly. So you do have lighted mirrors over here and over here. You are going to have, we've already done this door over here. We're going to do the hatch and we're going to do the other door. See our hatch opening up there, our door opening up here. I'm going to close them back. I'm going to push the button. Push this button. You hold this button until it beeps. Once it beeps, then it's going to close. You'll see that close back and that close back. There's our controls for that. You've got lights up here in the front. You can control whether lights come on or off with the door or if they stay on all the time. my guys tend to turn all this stuff off so they don't accidentally leave the lights on. You do have a little cubby compartment here for sunglasses, or if you push it up, you got a little mirror, you can see what's going on in the back. Your mirror does have built-in garage door opener. You can program it to open and close your garage, and you can turn on and off where it adjusts itself and dims itself at night. It has a compass in it. So one of those things that really neat, but nobody ever uses. We are going to now go and have our windshield wipers. Those work. Rear one works. You're gonna see nothing in my van doesn't work. We go through them completely. We make sure every single thing in here works the way it's supposed to. There are no lights on that aren't supposed to be on. We just sell a van that's just 100% serviced and ready to go. You'll see you get two keys plus a valet key, and you also get 2 remotes. 2 remotes and 3 keys is what you get. And now we're going to show how to remove this seat and how to put it back in. So we're going to start with opening this door. I'm going to open this door. Your gas is here. Your hood is here. I'm going to go ahead and pop the hood while we're in here. And then you also have just a little coin purse here. Now, one other public service message here for you. So again, I get a lot of calls from people all of a sudden none of their doors want to work on power. So this is the control to turn the power switch on and off for the doors. See how you can see a tiny little bit of orange? You should always be able to see a little bit of orange at the back of the switch. If you cannot see orange, you have your doors turned off. They are not going to work. So anytime your doors stop working, first thing you do, make sure you see orange, and if so, you're good to go. We didn't put this window down from back here, so we're going to do that while we're here. And then back up. Again, child safety lock. Remember that. I get that panic phone call several times a year. So now we're going to take this seat out. Now normally what you'd have, I had a seat out earlier doing a demonstration. So normally when you come up to the seat, you're going to see this will be plugged in. I don't want to plug it in while the van is running. If you plug this in while it's running, it is going to cause the airbag light to come on. It will go off 2 or 3 cycles later, but I don't want to start that process. So I'm not going to plug this in while the van is running. Normally this would be, you'll see you have top here. All you do is, it only goes one way. Up it like top, you'll feel it go in. This will tighten up. To release it, you just spin this collar. Now, if you're rolling this seat around, please, please, please put this here and screw it back in. You run over this part is $300. So you don't want to run over it and break it. Because if you do, then you can't screw your seat in, or if you do, it's going to cause airbag lights to come on and everything's going to be goofy. So what happens when you unplug this wire is there's a module in the wall that says, hey, somebody's in here, the seatbelt is buckled, use the airbag, don't worry about whether or not they have their seatbelt on. So no lights are going to come on in the dash. Again, we had these unplugged, as you saw, no lights at all on the dash. It just thinks everything's the way it should be. So this, to put this in and out, basically you have this step here you're going to step on. To put it back in, you're going to step on the bar next to it. So this to take it out, this to put it back in. So this is just about impossible to do with one hand, so I'm going to do the best I can. So I've got to step on this right here. I'm going to step and lift up on the seat. You'll hear it click into spot. You'll see now it's on wheels. I literally just roll it out. So underneath here, as I told you before, you'll see you have places right there and right there to move your anchor straps up here. So you can do that both. Now, this seat will go over here. This seat will go over here. So if you're a couple, one of you's in a wheelchair, one's not, you want to take turns driving, you can take this chair out, leave it at home. This chair will go over here. The only thing you run into is your armrest is going to be against the door instead of being in the middle. Now, when you do that, 2 things you want to remember. One, because the airbag systems are different, because they're wired different, you cannot, the little plug that we took out from down here, you can't put the driver's seat over here and plug it in. So everything's still gonna work. Airbags are still gonna work, but if you plug it in, it's gonna set off the airbag lights because of that. So don't plug the driver's seat into the passenger's wall. Now, the driver's seat is power, so make sure you set it where you want it. Once you unplug it and bring it over here, then it's not gonna move anymore. So a lot of people, when they're traveling and they're doing one or the other, they will, they'll just get this set, move it over, leave it in the same place. But that's all there is to taking it out. I'm gonna show you how to put it back in. So to put it back in, again, it's only gonna go one way. So you will put your foot right here, kind of guide it, and watch the front. If you watch down there, you'll see the wheels kind of go down into that little hole. And then you'll see the front will kind of pop in. You'll step on this little part right here. It's gonna go down, but it's not gonna be locked. So you then step on the big one again, and you'll feel it fall all the way in. Now it's locked back in. That's all there was to it. So one-handed, 30 seconds, it's not difficult. It will only go one way. So there's that seat back in. We just slide it back out. We plug it back in. Again, we don't want to set anything off, so we're not going to plug it in while the van's running. So that is how all that works. Do have storage compartments back here. We looked at those earlier. This is the manual seat, so I'm going to slide it back, nice and comfortable. We're ready to go again. I'm going to use this button here. It's just easy for me. Everything's back to where it's supposed to be. You're going to see really clean. Again, this van has a tremendous amount of new parts on it. You'll see everything here is no leaks, no drips. You'll see inside where I had it parked on the concrete floor. We know if anything is dripping. You'll see when you look under here, springs and struts are new, tires are new, brakes are new. Same thing when you come back here. Again, you walk up, pull the handle. Same new tires, new here, new shocks. All that's going to be new. Overall, just a above average, really clean. Again, you got the valet key, 2 regular keys, 2 remotes. Really clean, really straight. 2012 Toyota Sienna, has 99,000 miles on it. Just a really, really nice van.